Hi guys, JT here. Today I'm bringing you some information on the Humble Bundle Gear Up for Borderlands 4 Bundle of July 2025. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and have the opportunity to gain early access to videos of buying a coffee through Buy Me a Coffee or Ko-Fi. Your support means the world to me, and I genuinely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this. And number 1 we have Tiny Tina's Wonderlands Chaotic Great Edition, a looter shooter. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands is essentially a fantasy-infused Borderlands experience that maintains the series' looter shooter roots while adding a fresh layer of whimsy. If you're a fan of the Borderlands franchise or looking for another loot-driven adventure, this game has plenty to offer. A feature that is present in all Borderlands games is the selection of character classes, each with its own unique playstyle. From the roguelike Stabomancer to the spell-slinging Spellshot, there's a class for every type of player. The inclusion of dual classes adds depth to the character customization, allowing you to experiment with different combinations and playstyles. The narrative is guided by Tiny Tina's irreverent and humorous commentary, along with a cast of characters voiced by talented actors. While the banter and jokes are relentless, they fit well into the game's lighthearted fantasy theme. Wonderlands offers varied environments beyond the mundane settings of earlier Borderlands titles, making exploration more engaging. However, some scripted sequences can feel repetitive, especially when clearing areas by defeating elite enemies and exploding walls. The inventory system receives a few tweaks, but some of its previous drawbacks still persist, such as managing an abundance of junk items. The overall, though not groundbreaking, serves as a convenient hub for accessing missions and offers light exploration. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands delivers more of the classic Borderlands formula with a delightful fantasy twist. Its enjoyable classes, humorous narrative, and improved environments make it a worthy addition to the franchise. If you're a longtime fan, you'll find familiarity with a touch of newness, while newcomers might be enticed by the game's lighter fantasy tone. While not without its minor issues, Wonderlands is a great addition to the Borderlands universe, providing hours of looting and shooting fun. This edition of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands comes fully loaded with a fantastic array of content, making it an even more enticing package. Alongside the main game, you'll receive the Season Pass, which encompasses the Butt Stallion Pack, the intriguing Black Collar class, and an impressive assortment of 4 dungeons, teeming with new bosses, loot, and diverse environments to explore. With this comprehensive edition, you'll find yourself thoroughly immersed in the whimsical world of Wonderlands, ready to embark on countless thrilling escapades. And number 2 we have New Tales from the Borderlands, a narrative-driven spin-off of the Borderlands game series, retaining the series' signature toilet humor, but it might leave you with mixed feelings. While the game still delivers plenty of laughs, some jokes overstay their welcome, and the overall experience feels a bit hurried. In this episodic adventure, Gearbox tries to capture the pacing and storytelling charm of the original Tales from the Borderlands, introducing a fresh cast of characters. Unfortunately, some of these characters are introduced only to vanish from the plot, leaving loose ends and plot holes. The 3 main protagonists, Anu, Octavio, and Fran, are intentionally portrayed as annoying, yet they tend to stay that way throughout the game, which might be a hit or miss choice for players. The story revolves around the usual Borderlands themes of corporate greed, vault hunting, and cosmic treasures, with a unique twist involving a healing shard inhabited by a vexed entity. Notably, New Tales doesn't delve deep into the characters' backstories, which offers a refreshing departure from the norm. However, there are moments where the game feels lacking. QTEs or quick time events are frequently employed and sometimes overused, potentially frustrating players. The game might have benefited from a more paced release schedule, allowing for additional development time. While humor remains a strong suit, it's a mixed bag. Some jokes hit the mark, while others, especially those of a sexual nature, may fall flat or become repetitive over time. The character dynamics evolve slowly, and the dialogue choices impact the team's bonding, adding depth to the story. In summary, New Tales from the Borderlands tries to capture the spirit of its predecessor, but stumbles due to rushed storytelling and occasionally uninspiring characters. The game offers laughs and some memorable moments, but also leaves players with sections they'll want to breeze through. It might resonate most with elder millennials, appreciating cynical humor. While it delivers in some aspects, it ultimately falls short of reaching the heights of its predecessor. And number 3 we have Tales from the Borderlands, a game that delivers a standalone narrative that welcomes players into the quirky world of Borderlands with open arms. Regardless of previous Borderlands experience, players are in for an enjoyable adventure. Entering the game without prior knowledge of the series, players can immediately appreciate its unique graphics, art style, and episodic format. The humor-infused storyline, with a satirical take on corporate culture, strikes a chord, offering relatable humor for many. The game's point-and-click gameplay is user-friendly, and the choices presented in conversations are clear and influential, even if they lead to unexpected consequences. The Mind Palace mechanic, which involves piecing together events using evidence, adds depth to the gameplay, and is visually engaging. The true essence of Tales from the Borderlands lies in its well-crafted characters and their evolving relationships. As the narrative unfolds, players witness these dynamics changing, which significantly influences their choices. Decision-making plays a crucial role in the branching narrative. The culmination of these choices occurs when assembling the final mission team. Depending on previous choices, certain characters may or may not join the party, adding replayability to the game. The top-notch casting, featuring Patrick Warburton, the voice of Joe from Family Guy, and Troy Baker, the voice of Joel from The Last of Us, among others, brings characters to life, enhancing the storytelling experience. Tales from the Borderlands caters to both series veterans and newcomers. Its storytelling, pacing, and exploration opportunities make it a captivating experience. Whether players are seasoned Vault Hunters or first-time Pandora visitors, this game offers an engaging journey that's well worth embarking on. At number 4 we have Borderlands 3, a first-person looter shooter that will make you hungry for more guns to blow things up. This time around, Borderlands 3 introduces new mechanics to enhance the gameplay and keeps players invested throughout the campaign and post-game content. While the story may not be the game's strongest point, the unique charm, amazing effects, and damage of the guns, modernized movements, and glorious animations make up for it. One of the highlights of Borderlands 3 is its multiplayer aspect. Whether you prefer playing with friends or joining online games, the multiplayer experience is seamless. The multiplayer mode also balances the gameplay by adjusting enemy difficulty based on the number of players. In terms of class, Borderlands 3 provides 4 unique playable characters: the Siren, the Beastmaster, the Gunner, and the Operative. Each class serves its own purpose, and players can choose the one that best suits their playstyle. The game offers amazing environments for exploration, with open wastelands, dense cities, and huge vaults to discover. Additionally, players have the option to travel through 6 different planets, each with its own distinct feel and diverse range of enemies. While the story may not be the main focus, Borderlands 3 compensates with its engaging gameplay loop centered around looting, shooting, and murdering. The game provides a variety of activities, including side missions and progressing through the main story. The extensive selection of weapons and the appeal of grinding for unique guns adds to the game's appeal. Ultimately, Borderlands 3 is a highly enjoyable game that builds upon its predecessors and offers an abundance of content. Although the story may not be the most memorable aspect, the gameplay and multiplayer experience make it worth playing. At number 5 we have Borderlands 2 VR, a virtual reality port of the beloved 2012 looter shooter. You step into the chaotic world of Pandora once again, but this time from inside the helmet, literally. While the core gameplay loop of shooting enemies and hoarding increasingly while loot is still intact, the VR implementation struggles to justify its existence. You'll find familiar missions, hilarious dialogue, and plenty of guns that explode, ricochet, or burst into flames. But playing with VR controllers feels clunky, thanks to outdated floating reticles and awkward locomotion schemes. You'll likely ditch them fast in favor of the gamepad, which ironically sacrifices VR immersion but makes the game more playable. Movement, especially in intense firefights, can quickly become disorienting. Even with teleportation, snap turning, and blinders, long sessions might leave you sweaty or nauseous. The scoped weapon system is a letdown too, reduced to a blurry, laggy window that strips away any sense of precision. There's one new VR-specific mechanic, BAMF time, which lets you slow down to get the upper hand, but even that feels like a tacked-on gimmick. Graphically, the game suffers from blurry textures, aliasing, and reduced clarity, far from the crisp shell-shaded look of the original. Worst of all, there's no co-op, no DLC, and no motion-based looting or interaction. You'll be pressing buttons more than swinging arms, making the whole experience feel like a flat game with a VR wrapper. Unless you're a die-hard fan, you're better off playing the original on the flat screen. At number 6 we have Borderlands 2, a raucous post-apocalyptic first-person looter shooter adventure in a wild world called Pandora. From the outset, you find yourself amidst chaos, murderous robots, psychotic marauders, and a charismatic yet psychopathic antagonist, Handsome Jack. As you navigate this mayhem, the game's narrative unfolds with an energetic soundtrack that elevates the combat experience. In the realm of Pandora, chaos is king, and you, armed to the teeth, are caught in a relentless conflict against Handsome Jack, the malevolent antagonist. The story, unlike its predecessor, weaves a coherent and intriguing narrative, offering a tale of vengeance against Jack's vile machinations. The plot's focus on revenge is complemented by a cast of miscreants and outcasts, adding depth to the game's engaging storyline. However, Borderlands 2 is not for the faint of heart. The M-rated game rightfully earns its rating, featuring explicit content, profanity, and violence, so you have been warned. Despite this, the game's portrayal of Pandora, a godless and immoral world, serves as a thought-provoking backdrop for players to draw their conclusions. The gameplay, marked by excellent hit detection and fluid controls, delivers an engaging experience. The combat's true challenge arises from the variety of foes and their consistent behaviors, akin to the approach found in the Halo series. Presentation-wise, Borderlands 2 thrives on its self-referential, idiomatic style, shattering the fourth wall and incorporating numerous pop culture references of its time. The voice acting, particularly Damon Clark's portrayal of Handsome Jack, stands out, contributing to a stellar performance overall. Pandora itself is a lush and varied world, featuring diverse landscapes and a captivating day-night cycle. Borderlands 2 delivers an exciting and addictive FPS experience with a unique blend of action and RPG elements. In Pandora, there's still no rest for the wicked, and Borderlands 2 ensures that the chaos remains thrilling and entertaining. At number 7 we have Borderlands the Pre-Sequel, a chaotic gravity-defying first-person shooter that takes you to Elpis, Pandora's moon, and a story set between Borderlands 1 and 2. You play as one of 4 Vault Hunters, 6 if you have the DLC, including fan-favorite Claptrap, in a wild journey to see how Jack became the infamous Handsome Jack. This time around, you're bouncing through low gravity, managing oxygen with Oz kits, and using new laser weapons and cryo damage to blast through enemies in style. The floaty physics make for unique combat and traversal, and a new butt slam move adds extra flair to mid-air brawls. You'll fight the Lost Legion, battle through space stations, and grind weapons together in Concordia's loot factory. The game introduces new mechanics like Loonshine upgrades and glitch weapons, and the badass rank system carries your progress across characters. Each Vault Hunter has distinct skill trees, giving you tons of room to experiment with builds, shields, and grenade mods. Laser weapons feel awesome, and the humor and storytelling are as absurd and entertaining as ever. Unfortunately, the balance feels off. Reaching level 70 practically requires multiple full playthroughs, and while the new mechanics are great, endgame content like raid bosses is a bit lacking. Still, if you love Borderlands-style mayhem, loot chasing, and over-the-top characters, this moon-based romp is a must-play. It may not be perfect, but Borderlands the Pre-Sequel is a blast from low orbit that deserves a spot in your looter-shooter lineup. At number 8 we have Borderlands Game of the Year Enhanced, the remastered version of the original looter-shooter that kicked off the franchise back in 2009. You jump in as one of the 4 Vault Hunters, Roland, Mordecai, Lilith, or Brick, each with unique abilities and a thirst for alien treasure on the lawless world of Pandora. Right from the intro and the cage elephants ain't no rest for the wicked, you're pulled into a world full of cel-shaded chaos, quirky NPCs, and absolutely absurd amounts of loot. The enhanced edition sharpens visuals and smooths animation, giving new polish to the gritty charm of the original, while still keeping that comic book style flair intact. Gameplay blends tight FPS mechanics with RPG style progression. You'll level up, unlock skills, and constantly swap between new weapons with wild effects like fire, electricity, or corrosion. Whether solo or with friends via online co-op, the game's mix of missions, challenging enemies, and hilarious dialogue still holds up. It also comes packed with all 4 DLCs, including standout expansions like the Secret Armory of General Knox and Claptrap's new Robot Revolution, giving you a ton of content to grind through. Sure, vehicle control remains janky, and some hit detection issues and NPC dialogue bugs break the flow, but those are minor setbacks in an otherwise brilliant package. If you've never played Borderlands before, this is the perfect place to start, and if you have, it's a great excuse to dive back in, gear up, and relive the chaotic magic that made Borderlands a legend. And that's all for this bundle. If you're new to Borderlands, this bundle is a solid way to dip your toes into chaos without nuking your wallet. You'll get hours of gun-blazing, loot-chasing mayhem for just a few bucks. But heads up though, there's no DLC for Borderlands 2 nor 3, means you're only tasting half the madness. The base games are fun, but the real insanity kicks in with the expansion. Still, for the price, it's a budget-friendly entry point with plenty of bang for your buck. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider unlocking early access to videos or buying the channel a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.